Honestly, I walked into this film not knowing much about what my experience would be like. My expectations weren't high, I had never seen the original miniseries, and before watching this new movie, I had no idea it was based on a novel. But when I came out of the theater, I knew I had seen something special. Heck, I think I realized it 20 minutes into the film. I was surprised to learn that not only was the movie well made on a technical level, the camera work, CGI, and editing are all great, but it was incredibly well written and directed as well. What impressed me the most about the film was the way it handled its characters and themes, and how by analyzing these themes, one can understand what it is really about. Boom, titles, they're coming back. Anyway, when it comes to screenwriting, the best scripts are often those in which the characters in the story reflect the themes effectively. The three most prevalent themes in it are the loss of innocence, fear of becoming an adult, and being productive. The film establishes this theme of loss of innocence before any other. In fact, it establishes this theme in its very first scene, that of the boat chase. After instilling the audience with an understanding of Georgie and Bill's connection as brothers, it admirably continues to provide the audience with details that describe the world which they're now watching, preparing them for the journey that they are about to go on with these young characters. Thanks to all of this, one can summarize the basic meaning of the film within the first 10 minutes. During the boat chase, Georgie, representing innocence in its brightest and yellowest form, sees a clearly dark and scary world as a place of wonder and mystery as he blindly runs into obstacles while chasing his paper boat. He even greets Pennywise with a smile, only to have his arm bitten off and then be dragged into the sewers with a demonic shape-shifting space clown a few moments later. A year passes, and the town brushes away Georgie's disappearance as another normal day in Derry, but Bill is not satisfied with the conclusion, and there begins the plot. Although gruesome and a bit tragic, this opening scene is symbolic for the loss of innocence, which we all go through on our journey through life. Don't believe me? Well, aside from having Georgie, the youngest character in the movie, and the literal embodiment of innocence go missing, there's a few other aspects that give legs to this idea, and one of these aspects is the boat itself. See, boats, according to the UMich Dictionary of Symbolism, often represent a journey, and in this case, Georgie's journey seems to be more symbolic than anything, representing a journey through life as one loses their innocence. The fear of becoming an adult. Once again, it chooses to let its themes be known very directly and very early on in the film. Following the opening scene and title card, a new scene begins, and this one is arguably more important than the last. The scene kicks off with a suspenseful moment between Mike and a barn animal. Mike is hesitant to kill the animal, and his hesitance annoys his grandfather, causing him to basically say, "Man the fuck up, bro." Mike's hesitation to kill the barn animal represents the children's fear of growing up and taking on a myriad of new responsibilities, and thus the second theme was born. But there's also a sub-theme introduced here, or, as I mentioned earlier, the third theme. See, Mike's grandpa makes a comment about wasting time, and time is a prominent theme of the film, more specifically, making use of your time, and this is evident in how the children are always told to use their summertime wisely and go outside with their friends. Whenever they do this, things seem to go well for them. The scene at the lake makes this theme almost impossible to miss. Still, making use of your time isn't as important to the overall narrative as the other two themes are, so it's more of a sub-theme than anything else. After the second scene, the location shifts, and the following scene takes place in the school hallway. This third scene does not introduce any new themes, but it reinforces theme number 2, the fear of becoming an adult. As the tracking shot moves through the hallway, the camera follows Richie, Bill, Eddie, and Stan. Their conversation, although short, addresses how Stan will become a man after his bar mitzvah. He doesn't seem very excited about it. In fact, he seems fearful. It's almost like that's one of the most blatant themes of the movie. Actually, when examining the fears belonging to the characters in the film, it's easy to notice that all of their fears are related to adulthood. Of course, both Stan and Mike are fearful of responsibilities, killing the sheep or going to the bar mitzvah, getting the approval of his father. These are all like expectations, responsibilities that kind of have to do with society, but overall, more importantly, they have to do with adulthood. In the same way, the bully character, I forgot his name, but he's afraid of cops at the beginning of the movie. Then we realize that his dad is a cop, so really he's afraid of his parent, and a parent is an adult, okay? I think the clearest example of all of these is Beverly's fear of her literal biological maturity. There's an entire scene where blood shoots out of the sink, and she cries, and she's terrified, and if that's not symbolic for women things, I don't know what is. And if that's not symbolic of adulthood, then shit, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I making this video? These represent the fears of each of the members of the Losers Club. Interestingly enough, the fear of darkness and loneliness is one that was presented on numerous occasions throughout the film. Perhaps that could have something to do with the fact that floating, often referenced by Georgie and Pennywise, is symbolic of getting lost. And getting lost in the adult world, as well as the loss of one's innocence, is scary. It's a scary thought. Loss is almost its own theme, or if not loss, then dealing with loss. Bill loses Georgie, and then he, along with the rest of the Losers Club, lose their innocence. Figuratively, I'm sure they're all still virgins by the end of the film, but apparently the book takes this idea to a whole other level. Anyway, it's not really my place to talk about that. I'm just a film guy, but I'm a film guy that really, really loved it. And I think a little bit of that might have to do with the fact that I am also transitioning into adulthood in a different way. Yeah, you see, I'm in college now, and it's been pretty tough to balance the schoolwork and the moving, and of course YouTube, but I put a lot of work into this video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. If not, feel free to let me know. Hey, criticism is the only way to grow. So, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Boink!